Hey everybody. So today's video is going to be a little different. This is just more so a show and tell of one of the guns in my personal collection. This is actually a Nazi marked K98 that I'd gotten from Royal Tiger Imports back in 2020. This was advertised as a crack stock. I think that when they first started importing them, they were getting like $600 for them. I believe that's what I paid. This was actually the one I purchased right before I got my CNR license. Well, with that being said, I know a lot of people have a lot of ill thoughts towards Royal Tiger Imports, and in some cases, I would say they're probably justified. Um, but as I stated in one of my previous videos, if you're gonna get in on surplus imports, CNR rifles, you need to get in on the front end. I cannot stress that enough. Usually the first shipment that comes in is going to be your best batch. I don't care if it's Atlantic Firearms. I don't care if it's Centerfire Systems, JG Cells, Century International, Royal Tiger, whoever. So anyway, without further ado, this is my Nazi Mark K98. This is part of the batch they imported from Ethiopia. And I'm just going to start off by saying, relatively speaking, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. But that doesn't mean it's perfect. So without further ado, I'm going to start off and show you guys where you can actually see. I don't know if you can see it there. There's the Waffen stamp right there. And you can tell, I don't know how well you can see it on your screen, but there's two dots where they try to center punch it, basically to kind of, I guess, destroy it. But we'll start off with serial number listings. So you got 15159 on the receiver here. The bolt itself is mismatched. This is a 9256. So I'm just going to go ahead and start this off. I'm going to get this bolt out of here. Bolt looks like it's in really good shape. I don't really know where this bolt came from though. I don't know if it went to Ethiopia like this, or if or if they did it in Ethiopia. I don't know. So anyway, this is a BYF marked 1943. I don't know if you can see that. Probably can't. The the rear sight is also mismatched. Okay, so start off, it's kind of a little bit of a Franken gun, but overall our receiver is 15159. So flipping it over, your magazine housing is also the same number. Your floor plate is also the same number. Flipping it back to, and I know I can't contort the gun enough to where you guys can see this, but flipping it back to the butt plate, it's also the same, 15159. So going to the front end, front barrel band, 15159, and I guess that's your sling loop is also 59 mark. They mark practically everything on these rifles. So something you guys are probably gonna laugh. I don't think I ever took this apart since I bought it, just to really see what the condition looked like under the wood. So we're just gonna kind of look at that today. Hopefully, if I don't cut myself like I just ripped my glove open. Man, front sight's sharp. So anyway, you can see that as with all the guns that came out of Ethiopia like that or like this, there's little to no bluing remaining, at least above the wood line. So we're going to go ahead and get this upper handguard off. Just to give you kind of a little bit of a preview, the barrel actually looks not too bad underneath the wood. Alright, so let's flip this upside down. Here comes the fun part that I always somehow manage to mess up. Well, yeah, it's always the fun part. There we go. Alright, let's get that floor plate out of there. A little bit of rust, but it doesn't look terrible. I mean, so it's got a 1.3 on there. That's a different follower, I guess. don't know why. Well, let's go ahead and get the rest of these screws out so I can take this action out of the stock here and you guys can kind of see what's going on. I'm curious myself. I really don't know what to expect. For starters, you guys may not be able to see it. It's missing that one retaining screw here for your rear screw. But, you know, that's not a deal killer. You can easily get those from practically anywhere, whether it be Numrich. There's other places out there as well on the internet. You can get replacement screws. Screw doesn't look bad. More bluing underneath than on top. Let's get that front retaining screw out. Actually, I didn't look at it. Threads are really good. Nothing wrong there. Let's get that second screw on the front side. Looks fine as well. Alright, let's get this thing out of here. Okay. So, you know, due to the fact that these were in Ethiopia, they're typically the ones that came out and came through Royal Tiger Imports were not really rusty, which is really good. Now granted, most if not all are missing a lot of their bluing. This has just got a lot of gunk on it. I don't know if you guys can see that really well. It's just, overall it's just dirty, but it can be cleaned up. Let's get the action out of here. I am curious to see what this action looks like because I really don't know. I do know what the bore looks like. The bore is a little dark. However, I will state I still think it's a shooter, but I've not checked it with a set of go no-go gauges. So anyway, I never saw any splits or cracks in this stock. Just a disclaimer there, even though it was advertised as a crack stock. Let's set that aside. All right. So let's just take a quick look here. You know, overall, not really rusty, but just a ton of gunk. I don't know if you guys saw that. That's a 5.9 on the trigger here. So that's matched to the receiver. Looks like we got some proof marks going on here. I can't really make them all out. I have to clean them up. But like I said, 1.5 and 1.59. So on the barrel, which is kind of what I was concerned about. Flip that over. Well, can't even look at it right. Wow. It's a 56906. So at some point in time, this has been rebarreled. Like I said, I don't know where this thing was rebarreled. Could have been in Germany, could have been in Ethiopia. I don't know. It's got a JB stamp here on the barrel. I have no idea what that means. If you guys do, by all means, please comment in the section below. So up close on the barrel, there's a little bit of rust marks here, but not pitting. Nothing certainly like my Spanish M43 Mauser. You know, you got some cosmoline kind of gunky cake stuff here. I'm just you can kind of see I'm wiping it off. But this barrel actually looks better. Yeah, you can see Royal Tiger's roll marking on there, import mark, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, overall, I think it looks pretty good. But it's kind of a Franken Mauser. I mean, now granted, honestly, guys, I bought this. I was hoping, you know, I just wanted, you know, I'm big into collecting any World War II carbine or rifle, so I wanted something that the Germans had. And I had a K98, and I wanted a K98. So this is the K98 I got. I might have paid too much for it. You know, you guys tell me. I don't know. I don't know a lot about Mausers. I do know a lot have been counterfeited and thrown together with a bunch of different parts. But like I said, you know, when you look at this and you kind of see, you know, how this barrel's in here, doesn't look like anybody's been screwing around with it. You know, either this thing was, I'm guessing since the barrel number doesn't match, that this thing was either rebarreled in Germany or it was rebarreled in Ethiopia. I don't know that answer. I mean, I truly do not know. But maybe somebody that's watching this video does. I mean, by all means, please educate me. I don't know much about Mausers. But anyway, you know, there it is. If I can, I'll try to get a picture of the bore and insert it. It is dark, like I said, but the rifling's still there, so I think it's still an okay shooter. I just have to, you know, check it, you know, with my gauges, just make sure. I've just not done that. Got a whole lot of projects on the back burner. Anyway, there you have it. This is my K98 from Real Tiger Imports. Oh, I failed to mention this. There is a little bit of pitting here on the bolt, but it's nothing that's going to affect functionality. I actually have had this bolt apart, but you know, just this is the first time I've actually had the gun apart. So anyway, there it is. You know, this is what I got from RTI back in, you know, 2020, height of COVID. And I got in on the front end. You know, is mine better than anybody else's? I don't know. I've not really looked at a lot of people's videos. But you know, this is what I got. And like I keep saying, if you're going to get a CNR rifle, pistol, or whatever, when you first see those things imported and you want it, you better jump on it, because typically, from what I've seen, and others can comment on this as well, the quality of what's getting imported just starts to go down. Usually what comes in first is usually the better batch. That's not always the case, but you know, I think that's the case in this. But by all means, like I said, if you guys are better experts on Mausers, especially K98s, the German ones, you know, comment, tell me what you think, educate me some on this, because I don't know a lot. So there you have it. If you guys like it, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. I've got a lot more projects lined up. I've got, you know, 4 Lee Enfields that I'm going to do, number 4 Mark 1s, and I've also got one number 1 Mark 3. You know, I'm going to basically unsporterize that at some point with a beautiful stock that I got from Canada. And, you know, tons more projects on the way. I just got to have the time to do it. Like all of us, you know, I'm sure you guys are just as busy as I am. So anyway, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. And I'll keep cranking out more stuff like this as time permits. Thanks, everybody.